Welcome back, fellow shop rats. It's a Talk About It Tuesday, and today we're going to talk about selling on Facebook Marketplace. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car Shop. I will admit that I've had some really good experiences selling on Facebook Marketplace. I've sold a lot of stuff, particularly excess music gear. Lots of excess music gear that I've accumulated over the years, like Marshall amp heads and all kinds of different effects pedals and other amplifiers. And well, there's just been a lot of stuff. The whole experience with that has been, without fail, really good. And I will say that selling auto parts on Facebook Marketplace has been pretty okay for the most part. There's been a few exceptions that we'll talk about, since it is a Talk About It Tuesday. I've only tried to sell one car on Facebook Marketplace. That's what we're going to really talk about. I not only have sold a ton of auto parts on Facebook Marketplace, but I have also made some friends through that process, both locally and even internationally, and it's been overall a pretty good experience. There's been a couple of exceptions where there were some tire kickers. The worst one, aside from the one I really want to talk about, was selling the 73, 74 Plymouth Roadrunner hood that I have. Went round and round with a guy on that, agreed to a little bit of a reduced price because he had to come some distance. Went back and forth for several days. Ended up setting a time for him to come and get it. So I got a buddy over. We went up in the warehouse, took it down. It's quite an ordeal to get stuff like that down out of the warehouse. Put it in the car trailer. Crickets. Never heard from the guy again. And I do need to clarify that a lot of Facebook sales that I have made have not actually been through Marketplace, but just been through a lot of the groups that I'm in, and somebody's looking for something and I happen to have it, so I sold it. So that kind of thing. I sold a lot of stuff like that, actually. Super 6 intake, exhaust manifold, carburetor, all that stuff. Two huge boxes of vintage classic car radios and instrument clusters and all kinds of stuff like that. There's been a lot. However, the one that I really want to talk about, and some of you have been around long enough you remember this, is my 2004 Ram 1500 4x4. What a cluster. When I originally put that truck up for sale, it was as is. Just take it as it is. I wasn't doing anything to it. It ran, it started. I fixed a couple minor wiring issues just so it would run and start. It had no brakes, and I was very clear in the description. Bring a trailer. Bring a trailer. Bring a trailer. And no, you can't fix it in my driveway. And no, there's not a parking lot down the road that you can pull into and fix the brakes. No. Besides that, the title's going to be in my name. It's my butt and my liability on the line if I let somebody take it without brakes and they didn't put it on a trailer and somebody got hurt. No, not happening. Ever, not gonna happen. Not gonna do it. Not at this juncture. That soap opera went around for months on that, as well as the, I'll give you $300, I'll give you $500. I'll let the dang thing rot in my yard before I let it go for that. I could drive it to the scrap yard and get $500 for it. So no, not gonna happen. Not at this juncture. So I realized that, if I'm gonna sell it, I guess I'm gonna have to fix the brakes so somebody can drive it home. So I went ahead and spent a couple days and fixed the brake lines that were bad and got the brakes all working, and it was good. I was driving it around a little bit, just up and down the road. It was fine, so I decided, you know what? I'm going to put it on Marketplace. So I put it back up on Marketplace for $1,500, which is about what it's worth. It's rusty, but fairly reliable. Start all over again with the Chislers. I'll give you $500. I'll give you $900. I'll give you $1,000. I'll give you $1,200. Now, I admit that I did entertain the $1,250 for that truck. I think anything that runs and drives in a four-wheel drive is worth $1,200 to $1,500. I don't care how bad it is. But que sera, could see that probably it was going to come to the point that somebody was going to take that truck. Now understand, I was getting 10, 15, 20 messages a day. The ones that drive me the nuttiest are, is this available? It said right in the description. If it's listed, it's available. Don't ask. I'm not responding. Realizing it was probably going to sell, I decided I should just put some gas in the thing because it'll give me a chance to put some miles on it, as well as the fact that it didn't have any gas. So I drove it 7 or 8 miles to the gas station, put $20 worth of gas in it, driving it home. It's running pretty good. It's running really good. It's driving pretty good. And all of a sudden, I start smelling, brakes. Uh-oh, we got a stuck caliper. We have maybe bad brake hoses. Something's amiss in the brake system. I decided that enough was enough. I'm taking it off of Marketplace until I get it fixed. Well, you would have thought that I shot Kennedy. I mean, holy crap. People are attacking me. You sold that out from under me. You took that down. Why did you do that? So I went through another week or so of people just screaming at me in the messages because I took it off. It broke down. I'm not selling it like that until I get it fixed. In the meantime, my friend that had the 39 Dodge pickup calls and says, I'm on the way with that truck. We will need to get it off of the trailer. And I looked around the vehicle fleet and I thought, you know what? The 12 Ram, the brakes are sticky, but for working around the property in low lock, it's just fine. We'll use the 12 Ram to pull that truck off of the trailer. So we did that, and in the process of doing that, the lever fell off, which is a common problem. The lever fell off of the transfer case shift, I should say. Well, daggone it. So I searched and searched around the yard for that to try to find it. Couldn't find it. It was in low lock. And I just said, all right, I'll make a new rod for it. But in the meantime, I'm going to pull it in the shop and manually put it in. I think I put it in 4-wheel drive high. I might have put it in 2-wheel drive. I don't know. But anyway, get it out of low lock was my point. In the meantime, my buddy John that owns the 66 Belvedere that you've seen on the channel calls and says, hey, my nephew's looking for a truck. Do you still have that one for sale? Yeah, I do. Give me $1,200. He can have it. Just get it out of here. It burns a little bit of antifreeze. It burns a little bit of oil, but everything's good. So we arranged for Saturday for them to come and look at it. And Saturday morning, I went out early and fired it up. And, well, I'll be a son of a gun if it didn't just barf antifreeze out the tailpipe in a huge, huge cloud. At that point in the back of my mind, I know that I have another pickup coming that's going to need an interior. And the interior on the 2004 Ram is actually pretty nice. And I thought, that truck interior would look really nice in that other truck. And I think we're just going to hang on to it. So I talked to Becky and I said, look, would you like to use this as your homestead truck around here for doing all your yard work and hauling and moving stuff? And she said, yeah, I think with as much challenges as you've had trying to get rid of that, maybe we're being told we need to just keep it for now. So that's the plan. But the whole experience on Marketplace, selling the vehicle, has really soured me from ever wanting to try to sell a car on Marketplace. Now, I have a bunch of 47 Ford parts and Mopar parts and 50s Mopar parts and a set of 70 CUDA hubcaps and all kind of 68 Dart tail lights. I got all kind of stuff on Marketplace for sale. And so far it's been crickets, but that's the way Marketplace has been since before Christmas. So, but overall, selling on Marketplace has been okay. But man, that truck, holy crap. I've talked to other people about it, and they've had similar experiences, especially when it comes to selling cars. So if you've never tried to sell on Marketplace, I share this so that you kind of maybe have a little insight into what potentially you're opening yourself up to. Overall, it's been good, but man, I'm telling you what, selling cheap cars, I realized maybe I was selling too low, and it probably was the market the segment of the marketplace that we're trying to buy it, that we're just kind of people that like to chisel on stuff. So I don't know, for what it's worth, I appreciate you being here. It's been a great Talk About It Tuesday, and we will catch you on the next one. Oh yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. It's important, helps the channel grow, blah blah blah. But the most important thing always is don't forget.